he go from incredible highlight to just being ineffective. Everybody, let's talk about Rodion's Caruks. On a night that the Knicks lost by 13, Rodion's Caruks was a -5. He got 12 points, 3 rebounds, shot 55%. Right. Grabbed 2 steals, 2 assists, 3 rebounds. Wilson Chandler, though, he is getting a lot of tick, but I guess they stopped giving it to him. 7 points, 3 rebounds. Somehow he shot 75%. He, 3 or 4. If scouts sat around and put these players together, then we should be ashamed of ourselves. And the biggest cause of shame and the biggest thing that makes me know that Kenny Atkinson does not know what he's doing. Last night, Garrett Temple got 11 points, 3 rebounds. 1 steal, 1 block. Sounds good, right? No. He was 4 for 12 shooting. Other than Dinwiddie, nobody attempted more field goals than Garrett Temple. He shot 33%. He was 3 for 8 from 3. Garrett Temple gets license on this team that would make you think it was as if they signed Jimmy Butler. And make no mistake, ladies and gentlemen, tonight I don't want to do the pleasantries. I don't want to preface it with all the nice things I say about Garrett Temple because I don't want to get confused. I don't want it to be twisted. Garrett Temple is a garbage basketball player. Trash. And Atkinson has put him in the starting lineup. Which, maybe it makes sense. Maybe there is some logic behind it. Kyrie will dominate the ball. And Joe Harris and Garrett Temple will play off of him. Are you out your goddamn mind, Kenny Atkinson? If you looked at Caris LeVert tonight, you saw a man that looked beat. You saw a player that looked like it just didn't look right. He was shooting the ball, but was he really? I think he's over it. I think Caris is done with Kenny Atkinson. I think Caris is done with the 50 guards on one team bullshit. Now, I hate people whose basketball analysis has to go on feeling or the look in their eye. Caris LeVert is just not with it. Like, why is he not starting? What happened that changed from the year? And I know he might be struggling. But he's the one that plays the defense. When Kyrie does not. When you put Spencer Dinwiddie next to Kyrie, you got bad defense with bad defense. And then you add on to onto that part with the fact that Taurean Prince cannot defend the 4 position. So what else is going to happen besides the fact that teams, and even if you can hang with them in the first few quarters, you're taking such a pounding guarding players that's not in your weight class that it affects your free throw shooting. It affects your ability to close out games. You blow bunnies of a layup because you've just taken a pounding from a 6'10 small forward. Joe Harris is 6'4". He really shouldn't be playing small forward. He could do it, preferably do it in a pinch. Do it in the second team playing off Spencer Dinwiddie. But here we go. This is what we do. Kenny Atkinson put his team in a position to lose every night because he's stubborn. He refuses to evolve, and he does not have the adequate help to make him see the truth. Sean Marks is an accomplice in this because only he has the power to say enough is enough. I've went out, I've gotten the players you've wanted, and I'm hoping that's the case. I'm hoping that his ineptitude is because he's just following what his head coach needs. Because then the problem's easy. Get rid of Kenny Atkinson. Kenny, you're fired. We appreciate the work that you've done. Been a great representative of the team. You never cheated us one day. You gave us hard work. And for that, we thank you. But you are not the man to lead this team to the promised land. And we can't fuck around doing it. Trying to find out if you will evolve. No. The Nets need their Nick Nurse. The one that's going to look at the court and go, I've got KD for maybe 2 super duper star years. Now the third year he could still be a beast, but what if he's not? Let's operate like we got 2 years of KD at being just the cutthroat killer that he is. You need a coach that's going to coach with urgency and that's going to protect the most important assets of your team. That's also going to give you an opportunity to replenish the team and be building for the future, because good teams are always adding talent. And you could do that, Sean Marks. You could find talent. But you haven't found us any power forwards. Your choice in power forwards is horrible. I hope your choice in women is not like that. Because the power forwards that you're bringing in are just scallywags and just a bunch of broken down hoes. I don't know where you get these power forwards from. They're oftentimes something thrown in a trade. Because you got great taste in point guard. Theo Pinson is not an NBA player. But he was I think if he focused on the Long Island Nets, they might win a championship. They were like that last year. But he has no business on this team. And for Kyrie Irving to be hurt all the time, Sean Marks, it was your job to find another point guard, a third string point guard, that in case you had to break glass in case of emergency, he'd pop out and give you 13, 14, 15 points a night when needed. Because with Kyrie Irving, you need that. He's vegan. He's bound to fall apart some part of the season. He's not getting enough protein. He's not getting enough B12. He's not getting enough vitamin D. But Lord, this could just all be all right if we could get rid of Kenny Atkinson. He's not going nowhere, not during the season. But on such a sad night, we had to witness the Nets basically bang their head against a cinder block wall because Kenny Atkinson's not ready to admit what we all are. Now, I was talking about this preseason. I've been talking about this the last offseason. And everybody was like, yeah, we got KD. He's our power forward. I hope you're paying attention to what's happening right now in basketball. Because you're probably saying, well, when did it change? I thought small ball was the thing. I thought that... No, listen. Small ball goes back to Steve Nash. Right? Coach Bud was only coaching an offshoot of Mike D'Antoni's system. It had Spurs elements into it. And Kenny, was an assistant coach under Atkinson. Under D'Antoni. Excuse me, I don't know why I keep saying Atkinson. Atkinson was an assistant coach under D'Antoni, and he was an assistant coach under Mike Budenholzer. Budenholzer and D'Antoni are pioneers of small ball. But the NBA's changed. It's a new era. This is the Anthony Davis era. This is the Giannis Antetokounmpo era. You got guys like Jaren Jackson. Whew. Jaren Jackson is a beast. Jesus. Like, everybody talks about Ja Morant, and rightly so. But the reason Memphis is on the verge of making the playoffs is because of the both of them. The both of them, Jaren Jackson is the prototype for what's happening in the NBA right now. And Nets have nothing like it. Well, I'm lying. Oops. We have something like it. And Kenny Atkinson is about to mess him up, which is another reason why Kenny Atkinson has to go. Kenny Atkinson right now, because of the way he plays them and the way he's in their head, is ruining 3 homegrown Nets. Musa is playing scared. I don't even want to talk about him. Tonight's not the night to talk about the White Mamba. Nick Claxton is of the biggest concern for me, because Nick Claxton is a facing the basket power forward. Nick Claxton shoots from 3, right? He can dribble drive. That is something, not even shooting the 3 is as important. It's him getting to the basket off the dribble. If you get him to do that well, if you work on his handle and give him 2 or 3 moves, he's direct. He doesn't even play no games. He's just straight to the basket. Nick Claxton is a welcome surprise, but they're using him wrong already. He's not big enough to be playing center. Shit, Jarrett Allen is not big enough to be playing center, but that's his position. He plays with his back to the basket. He's a pick and roll scorer. He's a prototype lobs and dunks center. And when you have the shooting that the Nets have, it's perfectly okay. But Nick Claxton